Please, for the love of God, do not put Taylor Swift in any Marvel movie.
Weird box to stand on, sir. But
Please, for the love of God, don't do it.
welcome to Nerdentials, your weekly dose of the nerdy essentials covering film, TV, video games, and comic books. I'm your host, Joe Tweeton, and it pleases me deeply, and hopefully all of you out there listening, that this is going to be our second week in a row recording this dang podcast. We've been trying so hard to get there. And you know what? I'm not going to waste any time here. I'm going to introduce my cohort, my compadre, my man at arms, my co-op partner for life. If you heard that was my wife in the background.
Call him your papa.
How?
It's Podrick.
Whatever.
I'll be your papa.
my co-op part. God dang it. My co-op partner for life.
Thank you, Amy.
The Nick Thomas. Welcome, sir. Oh, it's not done. It's not done. That was a tease.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I gotta turn that off at some point. If that's not a short for this week, I'll add that in the channel.
And Joe's here just with a whip smacking the audience. Stop it.
It's like, stop cheering. We need to get to our topics. Nick, how long has it been since I've promised our audience that or even you guys, I'll throw in a cheer soundtrack? How long has it been?
4 to 5 years.
Oh, almost as long as we've been going. Anyway, guys, welcome to Nerdentials. Here we are. And guys, guess what? This is podcast episode 130. 130. You and me we finally hit that, Nick. 130, dude. Kind of generic, but also I feel like it's a little bit of a milestone. 130. Why not? It's not 150, it's not 200, but it's almost there.
It's more than 129.
Hey, more than last week. You're right. Absolutely. So,
yeah.
How you been, dude? How you been this week? How you been the last few days? Because literally our last episode was less than a week ago.
Yeah, no. Since last time I saw you, I had my first physical therapy appointment for my shoulder.
Oh, shoot.
Got some more insight of what it is, and they gave me some exercises to work on, and it's actually been feeling better. I'm not on pain pills today, not on muscle relaxers, and I'm doing good.
Dude, that is fantastic news.
Yep.
Also, in the future, I'm going to pay for faster on it. Anyway, dude, that is great to hear. I'm very happy for you. Crazy what happens when you get older, friends.
Yeah.
You're not as sturdy as you used to be.
Yeah, no, I do crazy things like dress in armor and beat up my friends and throw people around and all that things that you should get injured in, and I don't get injured. And then I go and spend a day working and dig a hole, and I injure myself digging a freaking hole.
Not to be confused with LARPing. He is way more hardcore than that. I know. I'm just letting our fans know. I'm letting the listeners know. It's not LARPing. LARPing is kind of like an existential addition to cosplay. What he does is super hardcore physical.
It's more
I'll leave it at-
closer to HEMA, which is technically a martial arts.
Well, shoot, dude. I feel like we need to like write up an article or do an entire episode on what the hell that is, because probably as clueless as some of our listeners.
You know what? I would
You know.
gladly at the next event record some stuff that we could share.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Some on
September
hands.
8th, we actually have an event called Vendors and Violence in Silverton Falls, Oregon. And I'm not gonna be able to fight because I'm still injured, but I'm do a record. I'll do some recordings.
Dude,
and
no, that's I was
I'm
gonna,
actually,
dude.
yeah.
I was gonna say, if you're not gonna be literally involved, that might be the best, maybe only time that you could capture footage for it. You know what I mean? Like you could be the cameraman this year for that event. I think you absolutely should, because I think it's not just a spectacle and not just a passionate thing. I'm trying to word that right, but a passionate activity that you and other fellows your type are involved in. But the fact that if you could capture that and then even leave some commentary through it, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I'm actually going to be teaching classes at that event. I'm teaching survival classes on how to make 5 different primitive tent structures out of one tarp. Teaching how to make 10 essential knots.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
Dude, I'm not even joking, not making fun at all, but hardcore, dude. Like, if things go sideways in the next 2 years, I'm gonna run back to you for survival. Hashtag apocalypse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh
no,
man,
this
like
hobby
that.
has been something really good for me, because not only do I get to do something physically exerting and get exercise, I've learned cool skills. I am good at leather crafting. I know how to forge steel.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm saying the things you're learning through this, some people would call hobby, but like sport, extracurricular activity, passion, whatever you want to call this, like you're learning real life skills that our ancestors had to know just to survive. And so I think it's a really cool thing that you're absorbing into your life. You know what I mean? Like, God forbid the world turns to zombies and death, but you might be one of the few that survive.
you watch all those zombie apocalypse movies, everyone's going for the guns and stuff. No. Full plate steel. Army. Zombies, try to bite that. Come on. Bring it.
Yeah. Yeah. Not to mention, I think Michonne put it best in the Walking Dead series. Her katana doesn't run out of ammo. Wink, wink.
Correct.
Hello. Anyway, sir, now that we've waxed nostalgia on apocalypse themes, I think it's a good time as any to introduce some housekeeping and some topic jumping. You ready, sir?
Yes.
All right, guys. Welcome to episode 130. We are going to cover TV and film for sure. And I guess I said this recently, hopefully some gaming. We do have a gaming topic we're going to jump into at the very tail end of this. So we're going to quick fire this week. Me and Nick, it's just us. We're going to give you guys an upload of current things going on this week. To kick things off with housekeeping, I'm just going to throw this out there. Guys, if you found us, welcome to the channel. We are a podcast / videocast, which means you can find us on YouTube, and you can find us wherever podcasts are available. Stitcher, you just search for Nerdentials. You'll find all the various channels associated here. We do have a gaming channel, Nerdentials Gaming. It's kind of where we started. It's irrelevant to newcomers here. So if you found us here, great. But we did some transitions, some rearranging. So now we've got a gaming dedicated channel, and we have a podcast dedicated channel where we're talking everything pop culture, gaming, movies, TV, video games, comic books, all that good stuff. But if you're listening to us audio only, you can find us wherever podcasts are found. Kind of the biggest key sources are Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher, and
Is it on Spotify?
yes, 100% on 100% on Spotify.
But isn't there one great place they could find everything at?
Oh yeah, there's this really cool website where you can find the podcast, reviews, game articles, videos, everything we do. Go to nerdentials.com.
.com.
Ooh, that was sultry and new, and I like it, Nick.
I do need to point out, though, if you are watching the episode, don't pay attention to this webpage here at the bottom corner underneath my finger, because that is the old website. We have recently updated and got back the old domain from someone who was holding it hostage. So
You're making such a dramatic story about the whole thing. You're not wrong.
they were
Also,
holding it hostage.
well, they kind of were, but also, I
But we don't
promise
deal
I
with
will.
terrorists. You heard me.
I did, and I promise I will fix our borders next stream so that you don't ever have to point that out again.
I like doing it just to rub it in Joe's face.
It's funny still. It is. That's why I'm laughing. I'm not upset at all. You point it out as often as you need to, sir. So that being said, thank you, Nicholas. Nerdentials.com, wherever podcasts are found, and on YouTube are three sources of interaction. You guys can go find us wherever those things are. That being said, guys, I'll pepper in additional stuff at the end. So for now, I think what's best is that we jump into our categories for the night. And speaking of categories, I think the best one to jump into first is a little bit of movie matters.
Movie matters.
Welcome to Movie Matters, my friends. This is where we talk about the latest news topics and or review the latest films. And sometimes we review backlog titles, as in like older movies that we finally got around to, if that tickles the fancy of the show. But guess what, guys? We have a couple fresh things to talk about. We have a couple news articles, and I know, crazy, right? We haven't done this in a long time on our show, and we're trying to get it back. We're trying to get back around to doing news topics. And in fact, I know, dude, I'm excited about this too. First and foremost, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw up a news stinger. I know it's going to be real weird if someone clicks on Movie Matters and then like 30 seconds later, there's another thing to click on. It's like, what? Why did I even bother? Well, you bothered because we're covering news topics now more often as best as possible. So for that, I actually have a nice little stinger called The Weekly Dose. All right, Nick, how'd you feel about that? Did I do something for you?
Yeah, no, we've been talking about doing like news. Yeah, so I'm excited.
All right, guys. Welcome to your first taste of relatively fresh news. I'm actually excited to read articles for once. It's been a while since we've done this on the channel, and me and Nick are going to give you guys some raw reactions to what we're reading about. First headline here, guys, is The Marvels director talks time gap. Now, what that means is that new, Captain Marvel had one film Carol Danvers? Yeah, Brie Larson, the actress, has had one movie, and the sequel now is going to introduce a whole lot more to the character and things connected to her. Disney Plus series had a Miss Marvel miniseries starring Kamala, a teenage girl who is in the comics and movies obsessed with Captain Marvel, and found that she gained some very unique abilities. There's a third character in this film that I'm not super familiar with, and what I was going to pass off in a minute that I'm not trying to put Nick on too high of a pedestal here, but he does have a wealth of knowledge regarding comic book past lore and so forth. So I'm going to read the article, and then Nick, you and me shall discuss. So here we go. From darkhorizons.com, honestly, a great, very thorough source on everything pop culture, movies, TV, and gaming. Quote, it says, quote, with Dune Part 2 having exited in November, that leaves Marvel Studios, The Marvels, as one of the very few major tentpoles hitting this fall. One issue the film faces is its reliance on familiarity with past works. The film isn't just a sequel to Captain Marvel, but also brings together elements of 3 series: WandaVision, Secret Invasion, and Miss Marvel. That may be too much for some, especially fans who draw a hard line at not bothering with the Disney Plus shows. How linked they will be, we won't really know until the film arrives, but director Nia DaCosta has revealed at least one key scene is already out there. Speaking with Total Film Magazine via Collider, DaCosta confirms that the post-credit scene in the series finale of Miss Marvel was actually filmed for the Marvels movie. Thus, its placement means the events of the film take place directly after that series. No time gap for Miss Marvel, even as months will have passed for Monica Rambeau, Teyonah Parris, and years for Carol Danvers, Brie Larson, since the 1990s set first Captain Marvel. Because remember, Captain Marvel took place in the 1990s. Quote, one of the first times we see Kamala in the film is that moment from the end of Miss Marvel. So there's not much of a gap for her in terms of story, but I think spiritually, there's a bit of time for Kamala's powers to develop somewhat, and then throughout our film, you see them develop more and more. The intergalactic adventure will see heroines uncontrollably swapping places when using their powers after the film's villain, Dar-Ben, played by Zawe Ashton, finds a way to link them. DaCosta co-writes the script with Megan McDonnell, while Samuel Jackson and Park Seo-joon co-star. The Marvels premiere in cinemas on November 10th. So that's the article in question, and I guess the conversation I wanted to briefly have is, I hate to admit this, Nick, but I took quite a hardcore hiatus, as we'll learn about the Star Wars stuff, but from everything Disney Plus. I have seen Captain Marvel. Miss Marvel, I need to jump into, but that was a mini-series starring the young Kamala. I don't know about villains or side characters regarding this, but it is interesting it's going to be interesting, I think, to take Brie Larson from the 1990s and bring her to, Samuel Jackson's Secret Wars miniseries time frame, which is like now. And then seeing Kamala, who literally, I guess there was a teaser scene at the end, which is cool, that it connects to the Captain Marvel movie. So I don't have much to say on this other than I was kind of curious from a comic perspective nerd like yourself, and someone who I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're pretty current with all the series related to the next, Captain Marvel film. I believe you watched Secret Invasion with Samuel L. Jackson, and I'm absolutely certain you watched Miss Marvel, starring the young
Correct.
Kamala. So, what is I guess there's nothing super secret crazy about this. We knew timeline wise how connected the Disney Plus series is. So I guess I got two questions. One, what does this do for you excitement wise as a fan ready for the next film? And two, so you can mull over this a little bit longer, how concerned or not are you for fans of the films that are not keeping up with the series?
I'm not concerned at all. I personally think, yeah, people are going to get introduced to Kamala's Miss Marvel and Monica Rambeau. If you know who Captain Marvel is, you already know who this person is. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so, yes, they are tied into characters from TV series, and we've seen them last in TV shows, but I think they will have a way of catching people up in the movie. There's tactful ways of doing it, and I think that's what they're going to do. But you're not wrong. So Miss Marvel Kamala, we see her in the Miss Marvel TV series,
Yeah.
and right at the end of it, you're correct. There's a little snip right at the end where
End credits scene like Marvel's known
yeah,
for.
Marvel and Disney are doing something very smart. They are creating the TV series that will connect with the movies, but they
Right.
are making it in a way that you can watch the movies without the TV series without being left out of the loop too much. But they're like giving you a backstage pass by giving you the TV series. If you want to be
Yeah.
complete with everything there and completely up to date on what's happening with your favorite character, watch the TV series. If you don't care about it, don't worry about it. It's not going to ruin your day. Um, I honestly think it's not going to be an issue, and I think people being worried about it, they're being silly. Watch the movie, and if you feel like you've been left out of something and you want to figure out what it is, use that as the jumping point to go back and watch the show.
I love that, dude. Love that call to action right there, dude. Like, no, that's a good point. Like, the shows are there, but Disney knew going into their streaming service that they wanted to expand the universes. They wanted to, to add value to their subscription service. Like, okay, what shows are we gonna do to drive people to subscribe? Hey, deep dive backstories on all these super huge hitting AAA movie stars. Give us some back. Give us all this wonderful, cool, colorful history. Um, and like to their benefit, I think that's a good selling point. And it's just good to hear from a fan like you and me, to the casuals out there that might not be steeped in either the comic books or the TV series, to know that they're still going to get a wonderful experience in cinema. But if they want a deeper connection, if they want, to be showered with the fandom of what they're into, that the shows is a good next step to get more enrichment. And I like that, and I absolutely appreciate the fact that Disney understood that from a fan standpoint and from a business standpoint. Like, they do nothing less than to gain money from us feast hungry fans that want more of our favorite characters by giving us these shows. But then they've done a really good job in cinemas by giving enough backstory, enough flashbacks, however they do it, however they deliver it to us. They've done just enough in movies so far up to this point where I agree with you, Nick. I've watched a movie and I've never felt completely lost, because they do enough to pull you into, even if it's a new character, like in the Marvel's movie, Captain Marvel's sequel, they're going to introduce us to Kamala. And if we've never subscribed to Disney Plus and never seen a single comic book, I have, and I think props to their success and ability to do so. I don't feel like I'm going to be lost when they throw her into the film, because Marvel's not stupid. They know that they want to leave enough curiosity to get you to be like, hey, guess what? You can learn a lot more about her if you come check out Disney Plus. But they're also not going to alienate the fan base by not explaining where she came from in the movie. So to your point, sir, well put. And that's a discussion we've had over the years about this streaming service and what does it mean by them doing so many shows. And this covers the gamut, including Star Wars, which we'll get to later down the road, if not in this episode, but there's a lot of that too, for Star Wars and Marvel. So that being said, you've reassured, the film fans that it's okay. You're not going to be lost. What's your excitement level? I know we could have done a trailer reaction, but we've both watched it. We'll do it another time, but like, we know what's coming and we've seen a lot of it. What's your excitement level for this one? It's coming November, I believe.
I'm not crazy excited about it, but I'm going to watch it because it's a Marvel movie and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I followed the comic books. The thing I'm most worried about is all the chaos that comes with a Brie Larson movie. She is super political, even in her roles, and she doesn't need to be. And she's taken away from the point of the movies.
I'm really shocked. Just based on that small statement, I'm really shocked that like she hasn't said the wrong thing to get her axed, because Hollywood's so fast to do that.
No, I enjoyed Captain Marvel. I enjoyed the movie. It was very good.
I did too. I also saw that. Yeah.
But all the stuff leading up to it, just around it, almost ruined it for me. But I'm glad I didn't let it. And I'm not excited for the hubbub coming up beforehand, because I know it's going to be an ordeal again. She actively makes it an ordeal.
Okay, if you don't mind, and if you think it's irrelevant, we can cut this from the episode. But do you mind elaborating super briefly on the hubbub? What's the hubbub coming up?
No. I'm just saying I can almost guarantee it's happening. She is super feminist.
Oh, okay. So what?
And she causes a whole bunch of.
You can say we can cut this. I'm just curious because I'm curious on a personal level.
She causes a whole bunch of like fan backlash for no good reason, because of this thing she says, and like she like alienates the fans, where she's like, I don't care if rich white guys want to come watch it. It's not for them. It's blah blah blah, and just like what's the point? There's let people enjoy the movie and keep it at that.
Yeah, I know. Man. Yeah, we'll have a. You know what? I'm not going to cut any of that because it's super casual. We're not getting pointed or personal or whatever. But I just, as a capping point to that whole topic, like, man, yeah, we could have an entire side video conversation just about how important is it really for you to because you feel like you have a platform because you're in a huge movie in Hollywood. What is it doing for you to interject this small little bit of political brain passion that you might have? What is it doing for you? And at the end of the day, you're an actor. I guess, again, I have to say this for another time, but like,
no,
as an actor, are you not in a playground of fantasy, and are you not doing acting because you have fun, not because you when you were a little kid, you didn't know you were going to make millions in movies. You got into acting, I assume most actors get into acting because they love the idea of role playing. They love the idea of playing in another world, playing in another role, acting that out. That's like a childhood dream / passion. We do that as children, and we carry that childhood dream into adulthood when we get into acting. Like, in my opinion, that's what most actors strive to do acting for. And it's just sad to see that when someone gets what they feel is a platform, that they want to interject their real life personal issues, problems, or opinions into. And that just destroys the fantasy of, like, why did you get into acting to begin with? Did you get into acting because you wanted to make statements, or did you get into acting because you wanted to play?
No, yeah. Here's the thing. Yeah,
Bleh. You know what I mean? That's all I
there's a
could.
time.
That's as
There's a
far as I
time
can
and a
go. But
place.
go ahead.
There's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not saying because people have political views that they shouldn't share them. I'm just saying
No, not at all.
we go to these movies to escape from the crap.
Yes,
Don't bring
escapism.
it to the movies.
That's the point of books. That's the point of TV shows. That's the point of film. Escapism, and we should absolutely do a deep dive with a bunch of nerds on the topic of film and escapism, because I believe that's a beautiful topic to have. And again, like, when you're in a place of I want to say visibility, which is what unfortunately, a lot of people in Hollywood feel they have, is when they get into a certain role or point, they feel they have X amount of visibility, and that's when they feel like, now's my time to shine about personal things. No, you're in this because you had a passion and love for it. Stop bringing your personal life into this. Anyway, let's not drown all
Yeah.
our listeners into that, but I'll let
Yeah,
you finish, Nick.
let's get back to the idea of the movie. Just so people understand where the characters are coming from. I know in your brief description earlier you didn't know where some of them are from. So
Yep.
Kamala, you will the place you'll know her from is Miss Marvel. That was her headlined TV series from her. Coming of age superhero, young girl. It was actually really well done. I enjoyed it. It wasn't too soap opera-y. I felt they touched really well on the culture. I think she's Pakistani. And
which one are we talking about? Kamala?
Miss Marvel. Yeah, Miss Marvel.
Oh, okay.
Kamala.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, they touched really well on their culture. They touched some of the prior wars and stuff that are happening over there where their family had to run from. They dove into some lore behind it and kept it very exotic. And I like the feel that they gave to it while still making it young and trying to bring some young adults into it. And that's what this was for. This was a series for young adults, and they had some more adult humor for some people that want to enjoy it as fans of the Marvel Universe. Monica Rambeau will probably be the most obscure to a lot of people, but you've already seen her multiple times.
I was gonna say, sadly obscure to me, but remind me.
You've seen her.
Where else have we seen her? I know I have, but remind me.
Okay, first time you've seen Monica Rambeau is in Captain Marvel in the 90s. She is the little girl that picks out the colors for Captain Marvel's uniform.
Oh my goodness! Yes. Okay.
She is the daughter of Marie Rambeau.
Yeah.
Her best friend's daughter.
Yes.
Okay. And then you see her again as an adult as part of Sword. Working to stop the craziness that the Scarlet Witches started in that little town.
Was she introduced? Was she shown in WandaVision, the series?
She is the agent in charge there in WandaVision.
Wild. Yeah. I'm familiar with. I'm 100% familiar with her from WandaVision. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. And
I
you
loved
see
that show.
the start of some of her abilities in WandaVision.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So,
God, I remember that. Wow.
and then Captain Marvel, you know where you've seen her last. This almost the way she looks in the movie trailers and all that. This is directly, I'm pretty sure, is directly after everything going on with Thanos.
I think, yeah, that makes sense. Well, no, completely makes sense because her solo movie was 1990s with young Samuel L. Jackson as
Mm-hmm.
Nate. And then like the most current look she had was in Infinity War Endgame, the final chapter of the crazy buildup of Avengers.
Yep.
And so with the long hair and all that, that makes sense. So this is like shortly, if not directly after. Yeah.
Yep. And it's going to lead into the next phase. I'm kind of excited for it because it's going to tie some of the TV series together, and I hope it's going to point in a new direction of what our new Avengers are going to be. Because a lot of our Avengers are gone, so we got to figure out
Yeah.
what to do from there.
The
So,
old guard with the new guard. Yep.
yep. What's your
Nick,
next news? Oh, go ahead.
real quick. Okay, if I'm drawing a blank for too long, we'll move on. Okay. I know Secret Wars is a first off, it's a series on Disney Plus with Nick Fury. I also know it's a big story arc in the comics. My question is, what is the next huge arc from the comics that you think it's going into if it's not the Secret Wars, which they already did a season on as that title?
I
Just from
guarantee
a
it.
comic book.
I guarantee it. We're not done with Secret Wars.
Okay, so you think that alone is building to the bigger arc
Yes.
out there? That's what I thought, because I thought Secret Wars in itself was a huge tentpole arc. And so I was shocked initially. I know you're nodding your head like you kind of, you're like kind of sarcastic, like, yeah. But when it led to an 8-episode Nick Fury solo show, I was like, is this just a prelude? Because I swear I thought Secret Wars was a lot bigger as far as the story. Yeah, the title leads to something way bigger. I thought, yeah.
I personally think that this is how they're going to set the new group and kind of do almost a reset to be able to get some new people in here.
Yeah.
Because
new Avengers. Yeah.
You can't touch on Secret Wars and not give us freaking Captain Hydra. No, you're not going to go there. Bring it. Give us Captain Hydra.
And we truly can't forget about all the X-Men involved in that entire arc. And now that freaking Disney has access to the mutants, they're heavily involved. I know, Nick, like you'd be shocked to know that I know this, but like I started reading the Secret War the Secret Wars comic book storyline. I started reading that like months ago.
Yep.
And I knew right away, like freaking Wolverine was one of the most known characters from X-Men on top of multiple others in Secret Wars. And I was like, oh God, okay, they got to figure out a way. Anyway.
Yeah. No,
all right. This sorry, go ahead, finish.
No.
What I just said ties into our next article, actually.
Hit me with your best shot.
Okay, are you ready? Here we go. I don't have an article for this. I mean, I don't have a screenshot for this. I'll pepper it in later. But this could potentially, like, as long as we're talking about this might be our whole episode, Nick. Like, I'm fine with that, depending on how deep we go down this rabbit hole. Give me 1 second. Pulling it up. The very next article gets into our Deadpool 3 cameo rumors is the article title. What I will have to do is insert. This is 100% speculative. On the level of, in the article, it heavily states, air quotes, rumors, heavily. Nothing is confirmed up to this point, but there are so many leaks and so many, internet leakers saying what they think could happen, what might happen, what they think they've heard might come into this. So this is, unfortunately, even though it's not confirmed, I have to lead our show with a modicum of semblance by throwing in the spoiler warning. So guys, if you don't want to know anything about the upcoming Deadpool 3 next year, here's a spoiler warning.
Warning. Spoiler alert. Warning. Spoiler alert. You have been warned.
That was so damn epic. I will censor myself for that. Nick, when I pulled this article up, dude, so much unbelievable stuff I read, and I had to put the spoiler up just in case any of it is true, right? A huge speculation piece. I don't know if you've seen TikTok shorts or any little snippets of Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds dressed in their attire. I'm sure you've seen at least a snippet.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the costumes? Have you at least seen Hugh Jackman?
I have.
In the yellow. Oh, okay. So this might be the rest of the episode. Like we might, like if we go too long on this, it might be it. And I'm okay with that if you are, because there's a lot here to read. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. Here we go. All right, guys. You've been warned. Spoiler warning was thrown out there. I've got a screenshot here. I'll share it later, Nick. It's them standing side by side in their costumes. So gorgeous, so beautiful. But the title from darkhorizons.com, once again, with juicy information. We got the Deadpool 3 cameo rumors so far, what they've heard and what they're reporting. So I will start reading it and we will react. And I'm really sad about the writer's strike. Like, I know we haven't really mentioned it too much up to this point, but it's in the news, it's in the zeitgeist. We know Hollywood, a lot of things are getting postponed because there's a huge writer's strike. Just throwing that out there up front so that you guys aren't lost. But here's the beginning of it. Despite the writer's strike, filming on 20th Century Studios' Deadpool 3 was able to kick off in early summer in the UK and ran for several weeks before the actors' strike in July led to the production shutting down. Not permanently, it's just on hiatus. There's still plenty of shooting left to do on the film, but for now, it's all on hold. The Disney Insider, recently posted a video summarizing all the facts, leaks, and rumors regarding the production that have circled in recent months and offered a good summary of where things stand with the film. First up, the confirmed stars are Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson Deadpool, of course, Hugh Jackman as Logan Wolverine, Morena Baccarin as Vanessa. Wasn't that his girlfriend? And I swore she died in Deadpool 2. Super interesting. That's a little taste of where this one is going. I know. Just wait, Nick. Here we go. Brianna Hildebrand as Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Love her. Leslie Uggams as Blind AI. Karen Sony as Dopinder. Freaking love that guy. I love Dopinder. I'm so happy he's in the third one. Stefan, I'm sorry about the last name, Kapichik, maybe, as the voice of Colossus. Is like a Russian dude. Shioli Kutsuna as Yukio, and Rob Delaney as Peter. Isn't Peter the old man that died in the last one? I think he was. You remember when Deadpool was recruiting people? Isn't Peter the guy with the mustache, the older guy that died?
He's the only one that didn't die.
I might be completely off base. We'll look into it later. Let me finish the article. Also confirmed, and this is a huge headliner, not a rumor at all. 100% confirmed. Jennifer Garner reprising her role as Elektra Natchios from 2003's Daredevil and 2005's Elektra. Yeah.
So Yeah, that kind of leads rumors to the other one where they were talking about having Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
Oh yeah, hold on. This article's going that direction, Nick. I know you were on the same page. In addition to Emma Corrin is set as a villain, and Matthew McFadden has an undisclosed role. McFadden, sorry. Officially, that's all we know so far. Not confirmed though. Not confirmed though. Likely is Owen Wilson reprising his role as Mobius from Loki season 1. Yeah. Reports emerged his character would play a sizable role in the film, and then the actor was photographed in London with his character's look around the time of filming. So, major indications. In this new video, the Diz Insider reports that the plot is rumored to see Deadpool using, and here's where I said spoiler potential. All rumors not confirmed, but here's a potential plot idea. In this new video, the Diz Insider reports that the plot is rumored to see Deadpool using Cable's time travel device to save Logan before his death, and the pair end up lost in the multiverse, pursued by Mobius. How freaking Deadpool is that? Aside from fourth wall breaking, which is like the absolute crystal ball, whatever you want to say, of what Deadpool is, fourth wall breaking, of course he's dealing with multiverse. How else is any of this going to happen? So, the outlet also goes into all the casting rumors, starting with, and here's where it gets heavy, massive list. You ready, Nick?
Hit me.
Emma Corrin's character, who is believed to be Cassandra Nova, the evil twin sister of Professor Charles Xavier. Maybe. Matthew McFadden's role, once rumored to be a villain, is now thought to be a TVA agent. TVA from Loki, aka Wilson's Mobius character. The time streams, right? Then, of course, there are potential multiverse cameos, not unlike the Illuminati sequence from the Doctor Strange sequel, which was mind-blowing when I finally watched it. The unconfirmed rumors from multiple sources so far are kind of crazy. You ready, Nick, for the kind of crazy?
Hit me.
I'm so curious how much of this will or will not happen. In terms of reprisals, the rumors are Halle Berry as Storm, Famke Janssen as Jean Grey, Louis Tan as Shatterstar, Tara Strong as Miss Minutes, Tom Hiddleston as Loki, possibly likely, especially if Owen Wilson's in there, Brian Cox as William Stryker, Daphne Keane, the kid who played as X-23 in the Logan film, Rebecca Romijn as Mystique, Patrick Stewart, of course, as Professor X, possibly Ian McKellen as Magneto, and even, as you mentioned earlier, Nick, Ben Affleck as Daredevil and Julian McMahon as Dr. Doom. These are all the crazy possible cameos.
Did you say Famke Janssen?
Absolutely. Said Famke Janssen as Jean Grey. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so a huge, not huge, a strong portion of the 2000s X-Men from Fox, mixed in here. And if it's a multiverse situation, very possible. The end of the article,
going from that time era, that you're probably going to see Fantastic Four, all those.
So the end of well, let's get into speculation right after this. Here, the end of the article says, then there are the first timers, 3 roles with people who've long been linked to these respective parts. Not unlike John Krasinski was fan cast as Dr. Reed Richards before he ended up actually appearing in the role. The rumors here are Channing Tatum as Gambit, Taylor Swift as Dazzler, and maybe Taron Egerton as a Wolverine variant. Those are fan casts. Remember, if you remember, Egerton has been fan cast for a while as a young, new potential Wolverine. It's never happened, but it's out there. It's in the internet, on the internet.
Please, for the love of God, do not put Taylor Swift in any Marvel movie.
Coming back to that shortly, the tail end here says, as the outlet says, all that extra casting and plot talk is, despite multiple sources, very unconfirmed and should be taken purely as rumor. Deadpool 3 for now is still on track for May 3rd, 2024 release next summer.
Please, for the love of God, do not put Taylor Swift in any Marvel movie.
It's a weird box to stand on, sir, but
please, for the love of God, don't do it.
That might be a really solid cold open. Yeah, how about the rest of the cameos? Or character possibilities? How about the multiverse aspect of the whole plot? Does that sound like a total Deadpool thing? I feel like it is for me. Like a fourth wall breaking. Yeah, throw him into the multiverse problem.
It totally is, and I honestly think with the fourth wall breaks, the multiverse stuff, if he doesn't come across Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, come across Ryan Reynolds, and there's totally like a bro moment, I'm gonna be let down. I'm gonna be let down. I'm telling
you. The mouth with the Merc, Stitch mouth, and him come up to him and feel sad for him and be like, I'm so sorry they did this to you. The Fox version of Deadpool with the stitched mouth from Wolverine Origins, X-Men Origins. Please give me that scene where he just randomly comes across a sealed mouth, Ryan Reynolds' sealed mouth, and then the real Deadpool goes, I'm so sorry you have to deal with this, and just give him a hug. Oh my God. Come on. That's a golden Hollywood moment. Come on, do it.
No, there's a lot of cool things they can do with it.
So many things, dude. It's Deadpool, and if you give him multiverse shit on top of his fourth wall breaking shit, how else did he get Hugh Jackman to come back as Wolverine, right? It's because of fourth wall breaking multiverse bullshit.
Well, and it's also because technically Hugh Jackman's Wolverine wouldn't be dead yet because the events of Logan haven't happened yet.
Okay, fair enough, Smile. But I was more so talking from the, I guess the baseball talk of it all. You know, the Ryan Reynolds as an actor talking to the Hugh Jackman as an actor who said he was done with the role for a long time and felt that Logan was his swan song as the character, never wanted to come back. And that whole friendship banter they have where not only they insult each other, but Ryan Reynolds just freaking bugs the crap out of him saying, dude, come on, do a movie with me, come back. And then finally they freaking do it.
I think it'd be hilarious. We're living in a
golden era.
I think it'd be hilarious. They're jumping around doing their multiverse thing, and they actually stumble upon Hugh Jackman playing like a gag on Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. There's so many things that would be fun. I just hope the internet is as cute and funny as we know the internet to be, and people that will see that shit unfold. I want to see memes. I want to see parodies of this stuff because there's so much gold here, man.
If Ben Affleck does come back as
that's kind of hardcore. I would be because Elektra. It's very confirmed. Jennifer Garner is coming back as Elektra, which means there's definitely a multiverse aspect in this plot. There has to be,
dude.
Right? Because she's not rumored. I'm pretty sure she's not rumored, dude. But he's pretty beefy and older. Are we gonna get that young looking Ben Affleck? Or are we gonna get a grizzled a grizzled version. I don't know, but it doesn't matter, right? I just would love to see it.
Give us the silver fox. No, I'm joking.
Oh God, dude, you went there. Anyway,
Let's just go.
anyway,
What's the next thing? Because I don't have any like reactions to the thing because I don't know what to react because I don't know what to expect.
well,
And
shit. Then it was kind of just
that's actually the excitement of the idea that all these people would just be crammed into
so
one movie.
much, so much unknown.
I
Right?
just want to watch it and enjoy it for the chaos that is Deadpool.
I just can't wait to see what it ends up being. It's still like there's no delay yet. Despite the strikes in Hollywood, the release date is still May 3rd, 2024. So no delays yet.
Now I just wonder what their medium for multiversal travel is. Is it what's his face dude's cab? Is he going to be along for the whole ride there? The cab's just be jumping around.
Somehow make your taxi traversal multi.
Oh,
come on,
it wouldn't be his
on.
choice. He would be
I
along
know.
for the ride and just be like,
I know he's always so like he loves Deadpool, but he's always so regretful of his circumstances. Like you see the back and forth with him. He's like, I'm just doing my job. He's just trying to be a taxi driver and take him where he needs to go. And then like he's sort of proud that he's with this badass guy named Deadpool, but also I'm just trying to take you from point A to point B. It's so good.
Forgive the horrible accent attempt.
I wasn't trying. That's why I dipped out. No hate. Come on, guys. I was not going for an Indian accent at all at any point in time. Sorry if it sounded like that, Nick. I'll never dive in that deep into the. Anyway.
Famke Janssen.
I know, dude. I want to see sorry. I want to see a 2000s era X-Men cast if we're going to go multiverse. There's so many possibilities, dude. And it being Ryan Reynolds, it being fourth wall breaking Deadpool, it being Disney, which we're like, it's gonna be PG-13 probably, and I feel like we've no. Oh wait, hold on. I feel like I agree with you. Like I saw something where they said no. Like, am I wrong, or are you just feeling things?
I am pretty sure everything I've read is Deadpool 3 will still be R-rated.
Okay, I think we're on the same page. I feel like I saw the same things, and we'll confirm it next week on next episode.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige confirms Deadpool 3 is an MCU movie and has its R-rated when filming.
Oh man, what a saint! That guy knows his station. He knows where he is in the zeitgeist of the public. He knows what he needs to say to like truly appease the fans that are gonna make Disney the money. And like hashtag shame not ashamed. So many adults let their underage kids watch Deadpool. Sorry, you know who you are. And I'm real close to letting my kids, but I'm holding off a little bit longer. There's some of them are almost there. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for my 5-year-old. Not sure about my 10-year-old. Maybe my 12-year-old. It's a fine spot there on whether or not I let her. There's kind of too many adult jokes.
The exact wording here is Feige said sisters Lizzie Molyneux Lugalich and Wendy Monox. A hard work script with Reynolds overseeing, but Deadpool 3 filming won't begin until 2022 at the earliest. It will be rated R, and we are working on a script right now, and Ryan's overseeing the script right now. It will not be filming this year. Ryan is a very busy, very successful actor. We've got a number of things we've already announced.
Yada yada.
Again, a very different type of character in the MCU. Ryan is a force of nature, which is awesome to see him bring the character to life.
I'm so, dude. That statement alone,
they
force
said
of nature.
they
Oh my
have
God.
their hands full, and the
Yeah.
MCU is not ready for it.
Yeah. The world's not ready for Ryan Reynolds. They never have been, dude. But Disney especially is not ready for him. Oh God. We can only smile, nod, and hope, right? That's where we're at. We're like, come on. Come on, Ryan Reynolds. Break through the thin ice. Disney. We've so
No, no,
many
no.
times. Yeah, we're so excited, dude.
Since we're talking about the news on this anyways, before we wrap it up, it'll eat up a
Yeah.
little bit more time.
Yeah.
There's actually something great about this. If
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds breaks the multiverse
Oh
and
God.
breaks the glass here into like different things,
We hope.
and no, and
Okay,
gives us an
sorry.
R-rated Deadpool 3, that will pave way for something that I so dearly want, and it would be so amazing to actually use all these people in the multiverse.
Where are you going? Where are you going with this?
Marvel Zombies.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And like Marvel Zombies proper, there's
You
no
can't do
PG.
Marvel Zombies without rated R.
There's no PG-13 that would allow that amount of gore. You're right. 100%. Nope. Too much blood, too much gore, too many body parts. You gotta up the ante, and PG-13 is not gonna cut it.
And the best part of Marvel Zombies was quite literally Deadpool having to face all these freaking zombies and trying to stay alive.
Well, yeah, who else is gonna say like I mean, other than Wolverine? But like, yeah, who else, right? Who else during the chaos of all this, right? Oh God, what if Deadpool 3 dips into God, then you think you assume they're not going to. You hope they
You
do.
said multiverse. It would only make sense. This would be the perfect spill into it.
God, you hope they do. And like, I'm so excited. Have you seen, and we'll talk about it later. I have not yet. But as we talk about multiverse, upcoming shows, upcoming series, movies, films, this and that, and God, there's so much to catch up on. And guys, we will every week we can keep you, the fans, as up to date as we possibly can ourselves. I know, seems like I'm leading into an ending, but also
No, we
it is sorry, Nick, it is leading to an ending. What I'm saying is, we're going to try so hard to not only dive deep into the stuff we love and are passionate about, and we know you guys are too. Yeah, deep, as Nick suggested, through the depths of the sea. God, we can only hope. We can only hope, dude, to see some of this stuff.
so deep.
So deep. So deep. So beautifully lubricated with the passages, links, tendrils, sensors.
Awkward.
Yeah, I had no good way to come out of that.
That's what she said.
Yeah. We're trying to appeal to a wider audience, but we're going to have to keep the label explicit. Sorry, guys. Even if we don't cuss, we dip into uncomfortable territories at times. All you millennials should hopefully understand, those with kids. Anyway, guys, so many thoughts. Leave your comments down below on your hopes and dreams about Deadpool 3, your hopes and dreams about where Marvel might go with the multiverse, literally at full mast at this point. It's like we're pirates on the open sea, hashtag humors and jokes, but like truly. And like with someone like Ryan Reynolds and a character like Deadpool, given the multiverse open like a children's coloring book, where do you hope it goes? Seriously, I want to hear your comments down below on this. Me and Nick will literally read over any comment about that topic next episode, because I think it's fun to spitball ideas, especially about our deepest fandom. That being said, though, Nick, I guess whatever I promised at the beginning of the episode, apologies, future editing me and audience. This was a Movie Matters news-oriented explosion of topics. And this has been episode 130. Thank you for sticking out to the end. We've got all the links, all the info down below. We're on audio podcasts wherever you listen to podcasts. We're also on YouTube wherever you watch YouTube. Joking aside, literally Google Nerdentials. You will find our show and content in full. And guys, that's going to wrap up this week. We've got a lot coming up ahead, a lot of fun things in film, a lot of fun things in TV and gaming. We will be covering all those topics very soon. Nicholas, I thank you, sir, for joining me on, at the time of this recording, a nice, wonderful Monday night when most people work the next day. Trying to wink at you, sir, but thank you for joining me.
For sure. Anytime.
Guys, I'm going to leave you with this. Thank you for joining us on, I would like to say, the very first weekly episode, because we've been trying to get back to a weekly schedule, and so far, fingers crossed, this is our very next episode, only a few days later. So super excited about that. We're trying to get back to a weekly format.
Or even more.
Or more, just simply because we love doing this, and we hope you've enjoyed the conversation. Guys, thanks for joining us. Let's put it this way. As for myself and Mr. Nick, thank you, nerds, for tuning in this week.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank
you for listening to my rant.
Yeah, no, Nick, when he's got a rant about something passionate, it's worth listening to, honestly, in my experience. That being said, guys, thanks for watching. As always, our beautiful nerds out there. We will see all of you
On the other
other side.